All right, critics are accusing the Biden administration of turning to dictators to resolve the issue of soaring gas prices. Here is the United States instead of ramping up domestic production. It comes as the Biden administration announces the United States is lifting some energy sanctions on Venezuela. Wyoming Republican Senator John Barrasso joins us now. He's the chair of the Senate Republican Conference and the ranking member of the Energy and Natural Resources Committee. So the United States announced that it is going to relax some sanctions on Maduro and the Venezuelan government because Maduro has pledged that he'll sit down for some talks with the Guaido opposition. And now Chevron has been given the green light to go ahead and see if it can get some oil leases from Venezuela. What's going on?
Joe Biden is desperate, trying different gimmicks. The American people today are paying the highest prices for gas at the pump ever. And in a state like Wyoming, where the average gas price way over $4.50 a gallon, that takes away from people's ability to use that money for other things. And they know the reason. People get it. They understand we have the energy in the ground here in the United States, and Joe Biden will not let us get it into the ground. He has lost all credibility. The president's lost all credibility in terms of inflation, in terms of energy costs, and the American people are convinced the president doesn't have any solutions to getting rid of this pain in the pump. But they see over $4 when they drive by a gas station, people wince because they know what it means for their lives.
Yeah, there's no question.
Well, we had known for months, Senator, that internally anyway, the Biden administration had been deliberating about which foreign countries to try to team up with to increase the oil supply. You know that you're in a pickle when the options on the table are Iran, Saudi Arabia, and Venezuela. Maybe they didn't make the wrong choice if those were the three options.
Well, they made the wrong choice a year ago, Joe Biden's first day in office, when he killed the Keystone XL pipeline. We had the premier of Alberta, Canada, here yesterday to testify in the Energy Committee. And he said that they had plenty of oil ready to go with contracts to deliver to the United States more than has been lost by having to cut the contract with Russia. That decision by Joe Biden day one that he bragged about, it hurt us for energy, it hurt our environment, it hurt our economy. We have the gas, we have plenty of it here in the United States. They won't let us do it. And you say, why? Well, it's because this president is so totally beholden to the climate extremists that dictate the policies for this administration. And that's why I think we're going to be in for high energy prices for a long, long time under Joe Biden. And that's why 3 out of 4 Americans today think that the country's heading in the wrong direction.
I thought it was interesting that when the premier of Alberta, Jason Kenney, was here speaking to you and other folks at Capitol Hill, he was calling on Congress to stop Michigan from closing down the Line 5 pipeline, basically saying, no, this is really important. Leave it where it is. And also encouraging Congress to approve the construction of another Canada-U.S. pipeline.
As he says, pipelines are a safer way to move energy, and then on trains or on trucks, all of those things take more energy to move the energy, and environmentally, the pipeline is a safer way to go as well. He actually told us, he said, the decision by the president to kill the Keystone pipeline, he chose the wrong pipeline because he allowed the Nord Stream 2 pipeline to go Russia to Germany, but he killed the one between Canada and the United States.
Sir, the National Security Council had this phone call with reporters yesterday on the Venezuela issue, and they insisted that they can help this deal go through, potentially, and continue to sanction Venezuela's leaders who, as you know, are cracking down on their own people. Is that true? Is that a realistic assessment of this foreign policy scenario? Can they kind of have their cake and eat it too when it comes to Maduro?
No, I don't believe that they can. I think this is a mistake. It's actually wrong-headed thinking, and they're trying to do the Iran deal as well. And why? Because they want to get Iran energy, oil out of Iran. So this administration is throwing one Hail Mary pass after another because they are unwilling to allow us to explore for American energy. They're releasing 1 million barrels a day of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. That's supposed to be there for an emergency. But they're drawing that down, so we're more vulnerable if there's a true emergency. And 1 million barrels a day wasn't enough to stop this increasing price of oil and price of gasoline. The day that Joe Biden came into office, gasoline in the United States was $2.38, and today it's $4.56.
Senator, we've just got a brief amount of time left because Jake Sullivan's about to take the podium to preview the president's trip to Asia, which is another topic of conversation. But you just came back from a trip to Kiev. You were also in Stockholm. And the big news is, of course, that Sweden and Finland have now applied to join NATO. Sweden hasn't had a military alliance for 200 years. Finland has been neutral since 1956. This is a big change. And how do you think it's going to play with Vladimir Putin, knowing that rather than a 200-mile border with NATO, he'll now have a 1,000-mile border with NATO? Yeah. And he was looking to break up NATO anyways through his invasion of Ukraine.
Yeah, I don't care what Putin thinks about this. I think it's a good idea because it strengthens NATO. And look, their responsibilities when a country comes into NATO. You look at these two countries, they have robust militaries. They punch way above their weight. And you're right, 200 years for the one, 50 or 70 years for the other. They have been neutral.
Putin's reaction's been pretty muted.
It has been. It has been because everything changed on February 24th with the invasion, with Putin coming out as the mass killer that he is. The people of Ukraine, and I was there with Zelensky on Saturday, they are fighting for their lives, for their freedom. They're fighting for their country. And I believe they will win if they have the weapons and the ammunition and the resources that they need. They can get the job done. They have united the world behind them. Putin overestimated his ability, underestimated the resolve of the people of Ukraine.
Quite clearly.
John and I interviewed the Finnish ambassador last week, and we asked him, are you prepared to completely sever your relationship with Russia, which has been fairly steady over the last few
since
decades?
1948.
And he surprised me. He basically said, well, good riddance.
Well,
That's a very stark turnaround.
Sunday, I met with the Prime Minister of Finland, and Monday met with the President of Finland. And they are both absolutely committed to joining NATO for the common defense, as well as to deter Putin. They said it all changed in February with the invasion. They're ready to go. They're ready to help Ukraine.
Senator, always great to see you. Thank you for coming in again.
John, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.